Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by Grain Equipment Company, where innovation meets execution. I'm Dale Minyo. Powered by soy biodiesel, made our way to Washington Courthouse today for the Seed Consultants Winter Agronomy Meeting. Joining me from Seed Consultants is J.D. Bethel, and he's the Director of Agronomic Services. J.D., thanks for joining us. And for everybody, if you want to know, there are agronomic programs being put on around the state. Go to seedconsultants.com to find one near you. J.D., what are some of the issues you'll be talking to producers about today?
Yeah, today, hot topics, tar spot. In southern Ohio, when that hurricane came through last fall, we had all the soybeans that the pods split and the beans were starting to sprout. We're going to talk about some pieces we learned about that process. And we'll talk about some of our summer research studies we performed in 2024.
Boy, with the drought year, is there much we can learn from the research? Are the good ones still good, even in the research? Or what would you suggest to producers? How do they go about the numbers as they observe this year?
Yeah, the drought is always kind of, is it an anomaly year? But those good hybrids will work their way towards the top in a difficult year as well as a good year. And so when you look at our lineup, some steady performers that do well in a normal year did great relative to some of their competitors in 2024 in drought stress areas.
We continue to hear research nationally that SCN is the biggest yield robber of soybeans, and we continue to talk about crop rotation and ways to deal with that. Is your network getting any closer to maybe finding some genetic programs to help control SCN, or are we still not far enough along for that?
Yeah, there is SCN resistance built into all of our soybean varieties, and as you'll find that in a lot of seed companies as well. But the seed treatment side of things is really important too. Making sure we're using products like Allevo to help with nematode mitigation and sudden death. Holding that back as well is super important.
As you look to the upcoming season, how early should producers be making decisions?
They should be making decisions today. It's easy to take a day off when it's 0 degrees in the morning and snow everywhere, but you have to get everything set up now so that when it is time to rock and roll in the spring, you can just get in the tractor and execute the plan that you've been building all winter.
J.D. Bethel, my guest, Director of Agronomic Services for Seed Consultants. Again, all of their winter agronomy meetings listed online at seedconsultants.com. J.D., thanks for the information and try to stay out of the cold today. Today's weather is brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
Partly sunny skies for the balance of your Wednesday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that Ohio forecast update. Quick look here. Pretty decent weather for the balance of today. Yes, it's still chilly, but we aren't going to be seeing any new snow. Tomorrow, different story. We've got a clipper system trying to move through the Great Lakes region. It throws some moisture down our way. I think we see on again, off again light snow and flurries now through most of Ohio, through most of your Thursday. Is it any more than a coating to an inch? Probably not. Will it make roads slick at times? Possibly. Behind that, we see temperature moderation in a big way on Friday. Going to get pretty sloppy as we see a flash melt try to happen. That's ahead of our next weather system that comes overnight Friday night through Saturday. That weather system brings us snow back to Ohio. Everybody gets at least a coating to a couple of inches. I'm Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Time now for the Midday Market Analysis provided by Leist Mercantile and sponsored by Brandt, helping growers take control for over 70 years.
I'm Ryan Metzger with Leist Mercantile, providing your midweek fundamentals. Following the USDA's shockingly bullish WASDE report last week that drastically cut both corn and soybean production, all eyes are now fixated on South American weather. Northern and central Brazil have had perfect growing season, which has prompted private trade groups to forecast record production well above 170 million metric tons. But the bears see it differently, with southern Brazil and central Argentina being drier over the last couple of weeks, and temperatures creeping up into the 90s and even in the 100s in some areas. It is now becoming critical that these areas receive some rain. Weather models have been mixed, but rains are expected to hit those drier areas tomorrow and into next week. It's just a matter of how much rain is received and is it enough to keep up with treadline yields. If meaningful rains occur, then expect trade to take notice. Please visit our website at leistmercantile.com to learn more about our grain marketing program and crop insurance services.
And thanks, Ryan. Today's market's brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Mixed board at midday. March corn up 4 at 478.5. May up 3 at 487 and 3/4. December new crop is unchanged at 456 and 3/4. The March soybeans $10.47, down a half. May's also down a half at 1060 and 3/4. November new crop beans $10.45.5, down 4. March wheat, if you still got it, up 3 1/4 at 549.5. July new crop, if you planted it, up 2 3/4 at 571 1/4 cent. If you want to carry it to September, it's up 3 at 585 1/4 cent. February cattle, 197.82, up 42. April is 198.60, up 45. February lean hogs, the only minus in hogs, down 20 cents at 83.42. April is up 40 cents at $90.90. March feeder cattle, $268.65, up 45 cents. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dale Minyo. This is the Ohio AgNet.